So is bariatric surgery the easy way out? Some people might think it is, but that is a whole nother ball game. To me, it's not the easy way out because you have to be mentally ready for a dramatic lifestyle change. Now, with that being said, I'll give you a little bit of my story of me going through and choosing bariatric surgery. Now, I always been an overweight person since I was a young kid. Something about my weight and my health in the year 2023. Now, the beginning of January in 2023, I decided that I was going to make a change, and I knew that I would qualify for bariatric surgery. And I knew that that's the route that I wanted to go, even though it was, major abdominal surgery. And I was scared. I still wanted to do something to help me because it's a tool to help you be better and eat less. And that would give you, a way to change your eating habits. So it's basically a tool. It's not the easy way out because it's complications. That's one. You can stretch your stomach back out if you continue to eat unhealthy foods and large portions. All those things can still mess up the effect of actually getting a gastric sleeve. So it's definitely not an easy way out to me. Now, in January 2023, that's when I decided I wanted to do it. There is a list of requirements that you have to go through in order to start to get approved. So I had some stomach issues for a while now, and in 2023, and I wanted to get an endoscopy done because I needed to know what was wrong with my stomach. So before you get one of those things done, you have to take a pregnancy test, and I was complaining about like stomach pains, and I had like heartburn, and they kind of thought it was my gallbladder. To the emergency room and stuff like that, they did all those things, and then they told me, congratulations, you're pregnant. I said, congratulations for what? I was like, I was not trying to have no baby. I'm over here trying to get surgery, not have a child. So I just was like, I was a little upset about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have this last baby, and I'm not having no more kids because I want to focus on my health. So that was a decision that I made in February 2023. Now, with that being said, I had sleep apnea and, other health issues going on with myself. So I knew that this was going to be a high-risk pregnancy because all of my pregnancies were high risk because, one, I was overweight, every time I had a child. So at the time of, during my pregnancy, I could not get control of my blood pressure. So my blood pressure was extremely high right in the beginning. So they was like, you know what, you probably are diagnosed with high blood pressure before you got pregnant because it's too early to tell if it's preeclampsia. So as the months went on, they put me on medication, and it still wasn't helping. I was gaining so much weight, retaining so much water. Blood pressure was just always through the roof, constantly in and out the hospital of having to stay. I didn't know whether or not that I was going to make it to full term to have my baby because of so much health issues that was going on with me. And they didn't want the baby to be in distress, or if I get into premature labor with the preeclampsia. So they watched me very closely until like one day I was cleaning, and then I was cleaning, nesting, cleaning the house and stuff like that. And I was eating some chips, and then I just looked at my feet, and I'm like, whoa, my feet was like balloons. I couldn't believe how humongous they were. And I was like, something's not right, because I couldn't even get up and walk no more. And I'm like, my feet been swollen throughout my whole pregnancy, but this is outrageous. It was like if you pop it, stuff was going to come out and splash everywhere. So I called my nurse, and I'm like, hey, like my feet are so swollen and it hurts, and I cannot walk no more. And then she was like, you know what, call the emergency room, call the ambulance so you can go to the hospital so they can check you out. My blood pressure was 3 digits at the top, 3 digits at the bottom, through the roof. Pressure, they sent me home because I was getting induced on October 7th. My due date was the 27th of October. So I was getting induced October 7th. And I went in for my blood pressure. They sent me home. The next day I came back that was the day that I cleaned and ate my chips and stuff like that. And I called and they kept me because they couldn't get control of my blood pressure. And they said usually when they give you emergency blood pressure medicine for you to bring down your blood pressure when you're pregnant, you immediately get admitted and to get induced. So I was there from the 2nd, and I got induced, and I didn't have my baby until October 5th at 11:20, I think 26 a.m. And that was through an emergency C-section. Now, I had all my children naturally. Not had epidural, but I had them vaginally. Let me say that. And I was 7 centimeters with my baby. 7 centimeters with her. And I'm like, oh, come straight, because, you know, it's about to happen anytime now and stuff like that. So the lady said, let me feel if your water broke. She went up there. My water just broke all over the place. It was so much liquid. It got all on her because she was sitting on the bed. And she fell because she wanted to insert the monitors, the baby monitors that they do on your stomach. My baby would not stay still, so they wanted to do it internally. And that's what she was doing. She felt that baby head, but then my cord fell out. And then, like, she was like, everybody stop what they doing. We got a cord prolapse. I swear it was like a movie in Grey's Anatomy. The way they done pushed the cold blue and everybody just ripping and running. It was about like 10 people in my room, ripping and running everywhere. She hopped on the bed, hands still up my vajayjay. And they asked me tons of questions, running me down the hallway. How much you weigh? Did you eat anything? Are you allergic to any medicine? I was like, I did eat crackers. I did, but it was like hours before. But I was like, y'all not finna put me to sleep. I was like, yes, I did. I eat crackers. I was like, I'm 400 and something pounds and stuff like that. I think it was like 441. And yeah, it's big as hell. And they was like, all right. And I was like, do not put me to sleep. Do not put me to sleep. Do not put me to sleep. I want to be up. They was like, why? I said, because I'm scared of not waking up. So I want to be up the whole entire time. I don't care about nothing. I never got surgery before. So this was definitely a traumatic feeling. And I was scared. For one, because my boyfriend wasn't even here yet, because my friend was coming from New York on the plane as I'm in the hospital to watch my other kids. So my boyfriend could come to the hospital with me, and he had my daughter still with her because she wasn't in school yet. And it was just so crazy that I tell you, come to the hospital, I'm about to get emergency C-section. He came really fast, but because he had my daughter with him, that he couldn't come in the room with me. So I was by myself, which was horrible. But, you know, they got to do what they got to do. So they get her out really, really fast, because like as soon as they gave me the medicine for to numb me down, the lady just started cutting immediately, and she pulled my baby out. And they was like, oh, you would have had to get a C-section anyway, because the cord was like wrapped around her neck and her whole entire body. So like even if I would have pushed her out, they said because she was folded up, that they would have still had to give me a C-section. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. That was a traumatic feel for me. And I just knew I was going to have no more kids after that. But, you know, after I gave birth, you know, it was a struggle getting up and walking after a C-section. I never felt that type of pain ever in my life. I saw, like, you know, doing vaginally, because, yeah, the pain will be there, but then it goes away. You know, so I felt pain for quite some weeks. And then, like, 3 weeks later, like I said, I had, like, stomach issues. And that's the reason why, like, you know, I wanted to do something about my health. I had my appendix removed because it was inflamed. I didn't know what the heck was going on with me. And I'm like, Lord, take the wheel, because I don't understand what is going on. So I had to, you know, get my appendix removed like November 9th. After I just had a C-section October 5th. I was just like, oh my God. And because I had a C-section, I still felt that same type of pain after getting getting my appendix removed. And the gas was insane. They didn't tell you about the gas. Like, why my back hurt, like why I feel like somebody stepping on my chest. Like, that's exactly how I felt. So I was just like, you know what, I have to do something about my health. I have to do something now, because like I got to be here for my babies. That's all I was thinking about, like me being here for my kids, because if I'm gone, like who's going to take care of them the way I take care of them? That's what I thought about. And I'm like, I got to make a change. So I was like, I'm going to call, make an appointment some way, somehow, did my research and stuff like that. And I finally found like a surgeon. And I made an appointment for a consultation, and that was in December of 2023. And that's the whole start of me taking a step and a chance and choosing myself first so I can be a better person. You know, December 2023 was the month and the year that I decided to change my life. So if you want more, definitely subscribe, like, comment, share, and follow me along my journey. This is part 1. I have 3 parts to it. It's a lot going on with me. So stay tuned. Bye.